Welcome in, KAOS Nation. It's your boy, Major Chaos 420, bringing to you my very first Call of Duty Black Ops 3 in-depth review. It's going to be the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get down to it. Hope you enjoy, and let's roll it out. First of all, starting out with some of the pros. Graphics. As usual, graphics are definitely up to par in my opinion. Some people have complained saying too computerish. Well, guess what? It's a computer game. Get over it. It's not going to be reality. That ain't coming around anytime. So definitely enjoy it. I think the graphics, the depth, the shading, everything they've done really well. I mean, I tend to get killed by everybody in the shadows, so you know the shading's real well. They've also made sure that you're not always totally invisible. Something on your uniform does make you stand out even a little bit in there, so I think that's really well done. Next thing would be the sound effects. I think they did a great job with sound effects. I love how rich it is, and even a lot of the subtleties. You'll see that in the couple of maps that have got, like the one that's got the train. You turn around and you hear the tones of the trains coming. It's just really subtle, but it's to the point where people just didn't know what was going on. So really enjoyed that a lot. And also, I gotta tell you, my favorite thing is to hear when they're screaming, when they're burning, and that sound effect is my absolute favorite. You'll see that in the top 5, so go ahead and make sure you check that out. Next, what I really like are the weapons. I think they've done a good job bouncing the weapons out. They've taken noob tubes off of every class, so that really made me happy. And leaving it basically just with the one with the War Machine Specialist. I think the Pharaoh is probably about the most overpowered weapon right now, submachine gun. Still think it's an excellent weapon, so enjoy it while you can until they nerf it down, boys and girls. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the specialist classes. I mean, with so many different specialists on there, so many different little characteristics, I really like it. A couple of them, I mean, I think are a little strong, but in my own opinion, I think Hive is a little strong, but I think it's a good one. It's my favorite probably to run with, so I think it really helps out a lot. Now the sights on a lot of these weapons are very tough. They do give you the reticles on there, but it doesn't really enhance your visibility. You have to really get those zoom lenses to get anything out of it, which, I mean, of course, that's what they're there for, but, I mean, I definitely noticed I have to work a little harder to see some of these guys, especially my old eyes. Next, what we're going to talk about is the cons of the game. Some of these are going to be the cons, not really just the bad, but the ugly combined. First one is probably the ugliest, and that's going to be the connection issues we've been having. Connection's been absolutely terrible every single day. I know there's a ton of people playing. I know we'll have a whole lot of servers to work on, but what they're doing to this it absolutely drives me crazy sometimes, and it's gonna come back and haunt us, I think, a little bit. It's gonna put a bad taste in people's mouth. It's gonna send some of those that would have really gotten into the game over to Halo or something else. So I really hate for that to happen, and I hope it doesn't, but I got a feeling it will. What's happening right now, besides the unjoinable parties, getting kicked out randomly, getting kicked out all the way back to the point where it says you're off Xbox Live and have to sign back online. Taking half your team and splitting them up as you go into a room and putting it on the team. It's not what I didn't get into it so I could play against my boys. If I did, I'd do a private ring. So that's a big, the party breakups and connections are probably the biggest issue. The second type is going to be the game types available. Currently, my favorite game, Hardcore Kill Confirmed, is not available. Hardcore only has a limited amount of games right now. So hopefully that's going to change shortly. We'll see. I know they're going through a lot of changes. That they only give us so much of it. I wish they'd had more of the game ready to go and ready for us to get the things we really want. Next thing, if we're going to talk about hardcore, we have to talk about the one thing that's always been one of my biggest pet peeves and one of the things I've hated the most. And that's going to be basically the fact of getting kicked out for killing team members. Stuff's going to happen. I mean, in these games, we do have, no matter what you do, we are going to have people that are going to get team killed, and it's going to happen. I mean, now, if you got people running in at the wrong times, it doesn't mean that somebody's being a total douchebag and trying to kill everybody and get it over with. I mean, the best thing to do, and this is a great example of something that's already been previously done before, let's suspend the people. First time it happens, let's say they kill 3 people, give them a minute suspension. Next time they kill 3 people, give them 3 minutes suspension. Then by that time, the game should be just about over. In the event that that happens, at the end of the round, when you have the other team members that will be the ones being killed, they would get something to come up and say, hey, would you like to kick this person for team kills? If they know it was accidental, it wasn't meant to be, and they said, no, it's our boy, and they can all vote no. But if the majority of the party says, yes, kick the douchebag, he's out of here, then guess what? You're gone, douchebag. But It is so hard to get connections, maintain connections, just get anything right with the way things have gone lately. Don't kick them out. It's just so idiotic, so stupid. I absolutely hated that about Advanced Warfare, and I hate that about this game. So, Treyarch, let's get that shit under control. Next thing is firing range. I think there needs to be a firing range that was introduced, and when you're in your class selection, you're adding different items on, you should have a firing range to go into that you can try those things out just to get the feel for it before you actually get into a game. You only have a few slots anyway. Don't waste them on duplicating slots just so you can try it with one variant, with this added and that added and everything, see how it works. Have a firing range. It's been introduced. Everybody needs to have it from now on. No ifs, ands, or buts. Stop the BS. Make sure that shit is in there. I really got to tell you guys, other than that, I think there's a lot of promise for this. The game wasn't a winner for us today. You'll see the major on top, but unfortunately Black Ops had a few fails that were still frustrating. Hope you enjoy that. Give me your comments in the sections below. Also, get ready to check out the top 5. These are some of my top 5 from the first few days. Hope you enjoy, KAOS Nation. Let's kick it off with a little top 5. Number 5 is going to find its own Combine today. Lately, I've become a bit, well, let's call it a little bit of a firebug. The thermite has given me extra pleasure lately watching people burn. Start you off with almost a little too hot to handle. Let's go to number 4. The number 4 video. Back at Combine. Start off with a kill with the Razorback. And then get killed in the back by a team member. How do you come back from that? Well, let's get a little satisfaction as we burn somebody else down. That felt good. Barbecue. Let's go to number 3. Time for the number 3 video. I still feel like burning somebody. Ooh. What do you think? If it's good enough for 1, maybe it's good enough for 2. It's number 2. This is gonna be a little fun. Take a look in the right-hand corner. It says, "Good night, Gato." It's one of my favorites because I get to see it twice. What was that? Good night, Gato. Let's bring on the number 1 video of the week. Now to finish off the top 5, I want to see somebody do the dance. Here's one. And what's good for 1, always good for 2. Even if it costs you your own life sometimes, it's fun to watch them dance. Dance for me, baby. Ha ha ha.